how does conservatives feel about little people? Are their votes counted as a full vote? Because if it's not, then not around my, yeah. Tim Dillon. Shout out to Tim Dillon on the other end of the phone call talking to Andrew.
How many cigars
the
are you
man,
smoking
baby.
now?
Wait.
What a show. No more than one.
No more than one.
More than one, I'll get sick.
Is it?
It kind of.
Do you get any nicotine from it?
Oh yeah.
You do.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody does.
Interesting.
That's why they smoke cigars. They don't just smoke it for the taste.
Right.
That's stupid.
That makes sense. But you don't inhale.
No, but you do. The tobacco is, it's pure tobacco, and you're getting that in your mouth, and you're getting the nicotine in your mouth.
So you get a buzz.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. We were even considering. Ari and I were smoking cigars once in the beginning of Sober October. We're like, are we cheating? I kind of feel like we're cheating.
Oh.
Now, that's something that I'm just now finding out about. I'm looking into as well when it comes to cigars. I really don't understand cigars, man, because you get the taste in your mouth, you get the smell, and cigars usually smell amazing. Absolutely amazing, man. I'm just now getting into cigars because I'm trying to step away from weed a lot. I really am. Especially with me trying to step up my game and follow all the laws necessary in order to be able to purchase guns and all that other stuff, because there is a line on the form about marijuana use. So I'm just trying to break away from weed. I'm just being honest with you. Plus, when it comes to me being the best me I can be, I hate it. I hate being couch stuck. I hate being couch because I get nothing done. All right. I hate being couch stuck. I cannot just smoke all day. And then if you smoke something that's more sativa than it is indica, all right, like if you smoke a hybrid that's far more sativa than it is indica, then you're going to start having all these thoughts, because it's going to shut down that part of your brain that's always worried, and it's going to let all of the thoughts just go. And if you can see what goes on in this big old dome of mine, oh, brother, sometimes I need to quiet them thoughts, man. I'm like, be quiet, man. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Because what I would do is I would act. I would hear that, and I would act. I would think it's brilliant. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try that. So yeah, I'm trying to really get away from that. That's just me. Don't know why I gave you that testimony. Probably because I trust you. As long as you don't tell anybody, we cool.
I feel like I'm getting kind of high. People get high from cigars, 100%.
Interesting.
It's just a different kind of high. It's a nice conversational high. It's relaxed.
It's similar to cigarettes where you're not fucked up, but cigarettes do provide like a relief or a release, whatever that nicotine is.
Can you get cancer from smoking cigars? Because if that's the case, then I don't want to get into no damn cigars. Please let me know
Why
that.
is nicotine so addictive?
It's not that addictive. I mean, I like it, but I can like if I was smoking a vape pen a lot, I was doing it every day, and then I just took it off and just didn't do it for a week, and I just stopped craving it totally. But maybe that's just me.
You have a constitution. It's easier for you. You're very disciplined. Other people struggle with that. There's other people that cannot do that. Cigarettes are tough. I've given up cocaine, alcohol, pills, marijuana. I've not done a drug in 12 years.
Shout out to you, Tim Dillon. That is amazing, brother. I think that's amazing. That's so dope. He said, my man said, I've given up cocaine. Bruh, the fact that you are so freeing and can say that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
But cigarettes are tough. And I haven't smoked now for 2 months. But one day in the near future, and I don't know when.
Someone's going to give you a cigarette.
They're not even going to give it to me.
You just reach for it.
I'm going to request it.
And you're going to spark it out.
And I'm going to have a cigarette. And then I'm just going to be sitting somewhere having a cigarette, not knowing how. Yeah, not knowing how it happened.
Wouldn't it be awesome if they were good for you?
It would be amazing.
Why though? Cigarettes stink. Debate me. I don't care. Cigarettes stink. And not the good stink either. Like weed stink, but we got that good stink that, whoo, that's nasty. That smells stinky. I like it. It stink. I just mean it's going to be the good stuff. All right. I like weed. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like weed, just not too much. I've been indulging less and less and less lately because it does something to me that makes me less productive, and I don't like that. less production does not pay my bills. It does not put me in the mindset of someone who is trying to win and trying to step up my game and trying to really succeed and reach levels that no one in my family has ever reached before. I'm very competitive when it comes to that. And when I see myself lacking, I hate it. I absolutely do not like it at all.
It would be amazing. Well, I love that scene from Sleeper, a Woody Allen movie, where they freeze him and he wakes up and they go, what should I eat for breakfast? They go, red meat, eggs, and cigarettes. And he goes, what? He goes, no, it's all good for you. He goes, everything we thought was bad for you is like great for you. It's like chocolate, have some chocolate cake. It was like, it's such a great scene.
Well, they're right about red meat.
Yes,
and eggs.
some of it's correct, right? Do you think the sugar industry, because they're behind a lot of the fat activism stuff.
Are they really?
Oh, yeah. So if you look at it, a lot of the people that go, listen, there's no difference, because,
I like this big dude, Tim Dillon. I like him because he interviews Joe the same way Joe interviews him. He sounds like such a natural. Listen, I don't know if he said any things that have triggered you before, or I don't know. Because people might say, what do you mean you like him? He hates cats. He hates dogs. He hates black people. Crickets. Now, I'm not saying that he hate any of those things. I'm just saying a lot of times when I say I like certain people, I will see in the comment section where you guys will go down or will let me know a litany of things that this person has done that offended you, and now I should stop liking them.
They just had this article, the LA school district was like, don't tell kids that like junk food's bad because it's classist and racist or whatever. It's insanity. Like, don't tell them there's any difference between foods.
It's so crazy.
And what, and it's all.
Wait a minute. You said he's one of the bigger gay podcasters? He's gay? He's not gay. I mean, listen, not that anything's wrong with that. All right? Listen, not that anything's wrong with that. All right? I don't get that. See, that's probably the bad thing. I don't get a gay vibe from Timothy. I guess my gaydar is not that great. I thought it was good.
We'll link to this, like, be always body positive, no matter what. And a lot of that is backed by, like, Nestle.
Well, I know there was some body positive people that were on social media that they found out were getting backed by Nestle or one of those companies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were promoting the idea that there's no difference in foods and there is no junk food and it's all about your mental health. And
yeah, and you're mentally healthy apparently eating just ice cream on a couch.
But it's all of it is it's so unscientific, and the fact that doesn't get fact checked online is so crazy.
Right.
Or something about something else, and you'll immediately get that little banner underneath your post that'll tell people that what you're saying.
Well, they always use some example of like a person who's robust, a little chubby, and go, this person's healthy. And then they'll always point to like a skinny heroin addict and go, this person isn't.
Yeah.
And you go, yeah, but that's not the overall, thing.
Yeah, even if you're like 50, 60 pounds overweight and you're fit, you're still less healthy than you would be if you weren't 50, 60 pounds overweight.
I think some of it is that there was a weird period when I was growing up where all the models were like sickly thin.
Yeah.
Where they were like gaunt.
They wanted them to be like hangers. They didn't really want them to have bodies.
Well, it was like the Balenciaga thing, right?
These guys are good, man. I don't know if y'all are paying attention to this. I listen to podcasters for tips on how to be a better communicator. People probably think like, well, what do you mean you listen to podcasters to be a better communicator? It's because they don't allow any space, any air to be in between their conversation. There's always something to say, and they're not reaching. They're not just trying to make up something just to fill the space. What they're saying is actually flowing back and forth like it's supposed to. Just listen to this. It's really good. And what they're talking about too, the whole body positivity thing, I didn't like that. I never was a fan of that because I thought they were encouraging big people to just remain big. You're healthy regardless, as long as you feel beautiful, as long as you feel healthy, which is not the case. But Tim Dillon is actually right when he brings up the fact that a great majority of the models, especially women models, were like stick size. They were bony, like super bony, and they encouraged that. So in order to be a model, you had to eat, get the flavor in your mouth, and then put your finger down your throat tap on that tonsil and then throw it up so that you can maintain your figure. That right there is some ridiculous stuff, man.
Came up with the kids where it was like, this is creepy and they're weird. And of course, you probably saw that, like that weird advertisement where it's like kids have these BDSM bears, these bears that are dressed up at like leather daddies, and kids have them. And people in fashion have always been creepy and weird because, like, when I was growing up, the 90s, it was heroin chic. And they made all these young girls look like they were strung out junkies.
Did he say heroin chic? He said heroin chic.
So it's like they've always been kind of off.
Well, don't they kind of promote amphetamines to a lot of those gals?
I hope so. No, yes. But you can't be against fat activism and against amphetamine. Like, somebody's,
And I do want to point out the fact that if you are fat and you don't care too much for being healthy and you just want to do your thing, I ain't got no issues with you. I would say, though, it would probably behoove you just to be a bit more healthy, or at least try to be a bit more health conscious, because your life depends on it. And if you have loved ones who depend on your life and your living and you've been around, you might want to consider them and not indulging so much in whatever it is that's causing you to be so unhealthy. Now, some people are injured. Some people are in a position where they're sickly and they really can't move too much. But you can still pick what you choose to eat. You know what? I'm outside of my realm. When it comes to health, I can't comfortably communicate to a great deal of people about health and fitness and wellness and all that other stuff. I can only speak from the heart, which means the hill of beans. It don't mean a damn thing, to be honest with you. It's just my opinion that it would behoove you to do whatever you possibly can to give yourself more years, or an opportunity to have more years, so that you and your loved ones can do some amazing things together, or just be around each other just for conversation, or just to witness one another's journey. All right, just be there for each other. All right, in my opinion, because I do know some really cool people who don't really care about health too much, don't really care about physical health too much, mental health too much. And I say you should. Okay, you should. Okay, reading books is not going to make you physically healthy, and eating right is not going to make you mentally healthy. So, and then you got to talk about your spiritual health. It's so many different things. It's like, oh, it's always homework. I'm grown. Why can't I do what I want to do? You absolutely can live your life. And if you want to live the best, most fun, irresponsible 40 years of your life and just go out with a bang, feel free to do that too. I'm just saying, just if you're thinking about being considerate of others who want you around, or just yourself, so that you can potentially share your gift with many people for as long as you can, just consider health. All right.
No, they do. Yeah. I'm sure they promote. Well, fashion is all about sexual currency. Like, everyone asks me about Hollywood, they talk about Hollywood. They go like, Hollywood's run on like sex appeal. I'm like, not the one I'm in. I'll tell you right now.
Are you in Hollywood though?
Yeah, I have no idea. I have a house there, but like this idea that like people talk about Hollywood like it's just one thing, and they're like, it's run on sexual currency. I'm like, yeah, not the lineup at the Improv, like not the lineup at the Comedy Store.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Tim. I keep on interrupting Tim and Joe, but my comment section is so hilarious. Someone said my doctor told me you're too fat and called me chunky until I lost the weight, and it helped me. Sometimes you got to be brutally honest with people. You just do.
Roseanne
is right. There's a lot of people where it wasn't, but like, yeah, those fat, because all of these human trafficking people, they all have their like hooks into fashion. Like,
really?
Oh yeah. So Jean-Luc Brunel, who was the guy that, was like a big Epstein confidant and associate, was like a high-level fashion photographer. And it makes sense because like they're recruiting these girls when they're young and they're impressionable, and they're like, hey, here's this guy and Ghislaine Mack, so if you want good-looking people, you're probably not going to go to a comedy club, right? You're going to go to a modeling shoot.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where I have to push, because good-looking people is subjective, and that's the problem too. We all like to live up to the standards of what's told to us is good-looking. I think I'm a sexy mofo. I think I'm cool as hell. but I don't look like what the average. Well, no, I don't look like what that, you know, that sexy idea of a man is. I don't. You know, people will say, Van, you're too skinny. Van, your beard is not, you know, coming along the way it should. Van, your hair is nappy. I'm like, kiss my black ass with your tongue out. All right? Because I don't care for that. Listen, I feel amazing. All right? I feel amazing. And when I want to be something different, I will work for it. But I don't compare myself to anybody. And I believe what someone said, I'm sorry if I don't remember who exactly said it. I do believe that there's a certain bit of, we should all want to be healthy, right? But we shouldn't beat people down, calling them names, and try to make them feel less than because they don't meet your standard of beauty. You feel me? So when it comes to that, it's a way to encourage people to be more healthy. It's a way to encourage people to attract the people that they want to attract. And being real about it, there is a standard that people adhere to. That's why beauty sells so much. That's why being attractive is the biggest flex. Being attractive is the biggest flex nowadays. It's even bigger than having money. That's why attraction beats out money. A lot of times, like, you can be an attractive broke man and be able to get the same benefits you get as a rich subpar man, a rich average man. Believe it or not, you will be a poor woman who looks amazing. I'm talking about her hair is on point, her skin is on point, just everything that you see on the movies. This lady has all of those characteristics, right? And she can catch the eye, she can catch the dime, the dollar of the most wealthiest guy in the world. You'd be like, whoa. Her reach is just crazy because she has the attributes, you know what I mean, that will get her in the club before everybody else. You ever see on the movies or on the TV shows where they show you what happens at the clubs? I don't know if a lot of you club, but the TVs and the movies, they show you what happened at the club. They will have the velvet rope. They will have the big old buff dude out there with a shirt on, just like me, little black shirt with his chain on. And he's telling people who can come in, who can't. And he's allowing the pretty women in there first. And they don't have to pay. Why? Because if you have beautiful people in there, the men will pay more, not only to get in, but they will spend more money to try to impress these women once they're inside. It's crazy. It's crazy, the type of standards we put on ourselves. So that was me saying a whole bunch of nothing, but I enjoyed the bit of conversation that we checked out with Joe Rogan and Tim Dillon. And if I said anything to offend you all, that is not my business. That's yours. But I want y'all to know I didn't intentionally offend anyone, because that's not how I move. I lead in love. So with that said, love y'all, man. Thank y'all for rocking with a brother. Thank you for chilling with me. And thank you for watching my videos. Feel free to click the like button to share this bad boy, and just continue to love yourself. I'm not saying play with yourself, all right? That's against Jesus. Jesus don't want you playing with yourself, all right? Put it down.